Out on the curb again, on the curb again. I've come to learn it's hard and firm. Out on the curb again. I'm in my room making cardboard castles with shoestring rope, soup spoon drawbridge, tinfoil moat. I'm still dreaming after all these years. I'm in my room making cardboard castles. I'm still dreaming after all these years. You don't build a new will. I do things on a shoestring that you couldn't do for a cool mill. I run with no laces, and when I fall I start to build my Taj Mahal with shit I found at Dollar Mart. This life's our goals project, the journey's all in art, but I built my perfect nest, and it's about to fall apart. Again and again, and then I just make you twice as high. You give me towel teeth, and I watch just like the sky. Because I'm like this fire, keep it moving. Focus on what I can make, that nothing just got ruined. Free stone will fall down to dust, to dust, to dust. And I said, fuck that neighbor. And I said, fuck that hater. There's nothing I can solve with duct tape and construction paper. I don't want a band-aid up. Rip it, fall, rip it off. Again. Again. I've come to learn it's hard and out on the curb again. I'm on the cardboard again.
Homelessness has been on the rise in England since 2010. There are approximately 53,000 people living in hostels and other supported accommodation for the homeless across the UK. On top of that, many fall into the non-priority category. Being placed in this category means that people are not found to be eligible for the help that they deserve in the eyes of the government. There are 9,056 homeless people in Yorkshire, making it the third highest region in the country. Leeds City Council says there has been a record high in people asking for housing advice over the past year. However, the number of individuals in temporary accommodation is at a record low and down by around 70%. With a 6% rise in 2013, it is becoming an increasing issue in the UK. Almost a quarter of homeless people in Yorkshire are between the ages of 16 to 24, and half being under the age of 45. Here at the Salvation Army, the staff here give food and care to the homeless.
I'm the officer in charge of this place. I'm obviously the minister, the pastor, because this is a church ultimately, but I oversee all the programmes which take place within the building. I've been doing this role for 20 years, and periodically over that period of time I've been involved with the homeless in various situations. But I saw through my particular role as a social worker the deprivation along the streets of Bradford really at the time, and I just felt we weren't doing enough as social services really. But there's a massive gap between the people who perhaps have just left school, they can't get accommodation, they can't get a job, and they become homeless because they maybe have to share with, like say, family, friends, or whatever. So there is that problem too. But we've got another problem too of food, and the fact that people can't afford to actually buy food. And I think this new round of government cuts in terms of benefits and the way they've rejigged the benefits has left people with a massive problem too, because you're talking between 6 and 8 weeks before benefits get sorted out. So you may get someone with a drink problem or a drugs problem too. And if they're with us long enough and they stay with us long enough in terms of on a regular basis, we can get alongside them and, like I say, signpost them to people who will deal with their drug problem or their drink problem if they're willing to do that. But the shift has changed this last sort of 6 to 12 months really, I guess, where because of the issue I mentioned regarding benefits and even losing jobs really, because there's no security in jobs anymore, the people literally who come through these doors are really good people who are quite embarrassed to come really, but they just need the food that we offer, and they're certainly not drug users or alcoholics or the rest of it, just in dire need really, and that's when they turn to ourselves.
Well, the 24 Hours on the Streets has officially started. The whole purpose of this 24 Hours is to actually get a feel for it. what it's like to be homeless, and hopefully to get more awareness on the subject when people watch this back. As well as I'll have my own camera to record my own thoughts when I get a bit of space and away from the general public. Just see how it goes. This is my first video log. I've been out a few hours now. I'm just passing through the car tunnel. Some people are being quite nice. A lot of them are very unfriendly. Someone walked past called me a tramp, which is never good. Gone 2 days now without sleep, so that's having its toll on me. I'm feeling pretty tired. It's quite cold. I've got so many layers on, but I'm still cold. I'll stop logging for now. I'm near Little Cross Street. It's a possible place to sleep. For now I'll finish logging. I'll check in later.
At Sainsbury's local in Leeds city centre and Albion Street, theft is a common occurrence among homeless people. Chris, a security guard for this particular shop, has been a victim of assault by a homeless person in the recent months.
There's the ones that are genuinely homeless and that you can tell just by the demeanour. They're not coming in, they're not buying alcohol, they're coming in and buying the reduced products with the money that they've managed to beg off of people. And then you've got the other side of the group where you've got absolute idiots that are just smashed all the time on drugs and drink, don't know what day it is. And they're the ones that are coming in and doing the stealing. I mean, I'd have a tiny bit of sympathy for them if they were nicking bread and milk, but they're not. They're nicking steak and Stella, and they're just going to go down to a local pub and flog it on for a quid or whatnot and get the next fix. So yeah, I already thought of just a little punch, cut my lip, and all that were over £2.70 salad. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not worth what the result for the thing, but it's the thing. It hasn't stopped me from doing my job. I'd still do the same again, but it just the people react in different ways. It's that fight or flight, isn't it? You know, like I'm not on that sort of side where I can see the support network, what the council or the local authorities giving them, and half of them complain that the drop-in centres, is it St George's Crypt and that they're full, they're too full. Every night they're going down and it's full. So more space there or another centre sort of thing maybe. There's a couple I talk to when they're outside front of the store. There's one guy, Nick. He's been in and out of hospital with his leg, so he told me all about his leg. You see him sometimes on crutches. But he got insensitive. Well, I'll tell you a little story. He got him. I was talking to him, and he was getting him sorted out. The housing place. Were arranging him to move into a shared house with two other guys. He'd moved into that, and I saw him about 3 weeks ago, walking past the store. Nice, clean clothes, clean clobber, haircut, looking smart. You know what I mean? And then last week he were back out front of the store begging again. So I went up to him, "What's up, pal?" And he told me he'd got paid his dole, and then he'd bought some gas and electric for the household, and some food, and when he'd returned home, the two guys he were living with jumped him, took all his money. Wow. What he'd been paid that week, and that was to last that day, and that was to last him a fortnight. And so they've caved all his leg in again. So he's back to square one with that. So he just said, "Sod it, I'm safer on the streets."
Here at St George's Crypt, Anna Bland helps homeless people in Leeds by offering shelter and care.
So I've always been interested in sort of vulnerable people and working with them. And then I was looking for a placement year away from my degree, kind of a year in industry. I got involved in the voucher scheme that we do here, which is a scheme where you give, you buy vouchers from here and then you give them out to people and it entitles them to a meal. So we do quite a lot here. We do lunch for them, which is for everyone, and we get on average about 70 to 80 people in every day for that. But we also have 15 bedrooms for people and 12 emergency beds, which is kind of like in a dormitory style. And that was, we weren't planning to do that, but the need just got so great that Leeds City Council and us as well, we were just like, we really need to put on some more beds. Most of them are on some kind of benefits, but we have an awful lot of problem with people who have their benefits stopped, which I think has been in the news quite a lot. We like to think that we take them from the street, give them a bed here, give them food, and then they move on to actually getting a job. Do you see? So it's gaining those kind of skills that can really help them to move on into. And then we have 2 hostels, which both deal with addiction. We have one which is a wet hostel, which means that people can drink there, and that's really, I guess, primary harm reduction. And then we've got a dry hostel, which does a lot of rehabilitation with them. We have a social enterprise base there that does a 5-day-a-week scheme, and like they do some gardening and like so practical as well as emotional. And then we have charity shops and cafes as well, which offer job opportunities to people. I think it's really important that we become part of Leeds, and like we base like our charity shops and stuff. We have put them in like local communities, so kind of we become part of local communities, I guess. The council do support us, so we are government funded partially. It's about 40%, I've been told, but the rest we have to fundraise ourselves.
Well, I found a place to sleep, but it seems someone else has taken it. I think I really need a kip. I'm not one for napping, but just being hard. Not many cooperative people knocking about, even the homeless, like, seem quite territorial. Like, there's a few nice ones I've met, but most of them were drunk. I don't know what time it is, but the sun's just about going down. So, yeah. Really dehydrated, really hungry. Just gonna see how it goes. Sign out for now. So, I was down by a cockpit, and this other homeless person was sat next to me for a while. He was talking, he seemed quite friendly, but he tried to take my bag and clocked me one, but I didn't let him keep hold of it, so I fought for it back basically. It hasn't put me off wanting to finish this whatsoever. Just have to be a bit more careful, like who I would hang around with. It's getting pretty dark. This may be it until morning, but we'll see what happens. If anything new happens, I shall record it.
The 24 hours on the streets had to be cut down to just 14 hours, as Lewis Scott was assaulted. Due to health and safety regulations, the filming had to be abandoned.
So I've been forced to abandon the 24-hour project at hour 14. I'm not too happy about this, but due to assault, which is health and safety regulations, I have to go back home. As you can see, it's welled up, and this is the last log.
Being homeless is an issue which the public need to address. It's not a choice which a person makes in life. They suffer mentally and physically with health deterioration on a daily basis. Imagine wearing their shoes, the shoes they wear all year round. How would you feel to be the invisible man or woman that you pass every single day?
I'm in my room making cardboard castles with shoestring rope, soup spoon drawbridge, tinfoil moat. I'm still dreaming after all these years. I'm in my room making cardboard castles with shoestring beige tinfoil moat. I'm still dreaming after all these years. Again, on the curb again.